taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut season off top, you stop breathing.
Right, facts.
The respected ones over here, you know, well thought out ones over here.
Yeah, and then one more thing, obviously, before we go on to our non-boxing topic, which will end our podcast for today. Obviously, as most people have know, we had like the first fight conference between one Saul Canelo Alvarez and one Gennady Golovkin, aka Triple G. You know, and it was kind of interesting to watch this. It was watching this because ever since that fight, ever since the Bivol fight, Canelo has been quiet for him. Like, you don't see this motherfucker out there, you know, in his Nike golf clothes, trying to play fight with Steph Curry, or he's not in there fucking talking to Nas, or he's not showing up in fights, with dark shades on in his pajamas and shit like that. A lot of that shit.
No Spanish mixtapes, no Khaled collabs.
Yeah, no bad English, and bad English meaning potty mouth. This nigga be talking,
payday.
Yeah, payday. Nigga be talking like he needs to wash his mouth out with soap constantly. Just horrible things that dude has been saying. He's been quiet. So you see this motherfucker, he comes to the conference, you see Triple G, he's dressed prim and proper, he's dressed like a professional, dude is, he's a gentleman, because after all, boxing is a sport of gentlemen at times. And you have Canelo. Canelo has this bad look on his face like Mr. T in Rocky 3. Like, he was pissed for some reason. I was like, my man, why are you pissed? Don't you have like 200 million in your bank? What the fuck is your problem?
Hold on, wait. Doesn't he have 2 wins over this old guy? Like, why are you so bad? Like, hold on. Is it this the, like, you don't look at a guy like that you said that you beat up twice. I'm just saying, like, you look at a guy like that where you're also like, I can't believe I'm paying this motherfucker all this money to beat my ass again.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I don't know why this motherfucker came in there. He came in with like a bad look on his face, like in that face off, like first of all, Triple G is from Kazakhstan. Like, he's seen some shit in his lifetime. You're not gonna, if you ever read and listened to his life story, he's seen some shit. He's not, you're not gonna intimidate him like that. Like, dude, you look him in his eye, and you start snorting and your face turning red and shit like that, nigga. Like, nah, that's not gonna fucking.
Yeah, you're not moving nothing. Like, that ice wheel ain't melting shit.
Yeah, Golovkin has seen too much shit in his life for him to be like, fuck is this struggle-filled gender looking at? Like, what the hell is this problem? Like, nigga better watch out before he gasses out shit. You know what I mean?
Canelo about to gas out at the press conference. Like, come on.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga was wilding. And then it's the same thing. Like, then he goes off on the mic like, oh, he's a phony, he's an asshole. Like, it's like Triple G has never. That thing is like, Triple G has never been anything but Triple. I mean, yeah. Does he? When he talks in Russian, does he say? Is he more truthful? Yeah, of course he is, because that's his native language. That's what he does. He's he's not fronting, like, he's not out here. He created Good Boy, but he's not out there like trying to create sound bites. He just talks what he does too. But Canelo just seemed like he just had this big old chip on his shoulder.
Dude, because you don't want to, dude. This is like the worst thing. Like, this is the worst thing to happen to Canelo. You know how they say, like, everything's harder to do when you do it with reluctance?
Yeah.
If there was ever a fight Canelo's supposed to lose in the trilogy, it's the third one. Because this is the one where he's at the biggest point in his career, but at the lowest point in his career.
Right.
Against someone who has his number. Trust me, like, this is a fight that he kept in the back pocket in case, break glass in case of emergency. And yes, Bivol was the emergency. And this is what happens when you low key cherry pick, man. You got to see the whole cherry pick through. And unfortunately, like, Golovkin being attached to any cherry pick, it isn't really a cherry pick. So it's
it's incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, you pick the cherry, and then you pick like someone put like Scotch bonnet peppers in some potato salad or some shit. Like you fucked up, like regular.
Yeah, exactly. Now, obviously, I mean, now this is the thing. Like, I mean, obviously, the original plan was if actually, I think Triple G was the next fight. Like, if he had actually beaten Bivol, Triple G was going to be the next fight because they had literally had everything.
Yeah, it was already picked as the next fight.
Yeah, but he was more concerned about Golovkin losing. Like, right. I don't know. Like, you had people who was thinking Golovkin was going to lose that fight.
Yeah.
Like, you legit now people not saying it now. People shutting the fuck up. People gonna act like they never fucking said anything. But you had, and Canelo was one of them, to the point where motherfuckers is always saying, oh, he plans on fighting the winner of Bitter Beef Smith.
Yeah.
So that tells you off rip, like he really thought that was two fucking cherry picks. Like, he would have beat Bivol, Golovkin would have probably lost or looked horrible or needed a gift or whatever the fuck, and he could just leverage that for something else because he's Canelo.
Yeah, exactly.
Backfired, nigga.
Yeah, backfired because Triple G showed, brutal, last time, brutalized Murata and dropped him and stopped him, did some real damage against him. To the point where
I guess a big guy, not no fucking. Well, let me just beat up your arm, big guy.
Yeah, no.
Maybe that'll stop you from beating my ass. No,
and,
hit like truck and this box.
Right now, obviously, in terms of what people think, in terms of how this fight's gonna go, and Chuck will go more like as the fight gets closer. You're definitely gonna get a personal prediction video from me because I already have some bars for this shit. And trust me, you're gonna get a lot of analysis on this particular fight. But it's just like, I mean, a lot of people are now thinking obviously the reason why this fight, Canelo's a good because Triple G is aging. Now Triple G obviously, he's not what he used to be. It's clear he's slowing down. We're not gonna deny that. But he still hits fucking hard enough that a lot of people just cannot take his power like that. You can't walk through Triple G. You cannot. Even Canelo couldn't do it. Which is what made their fight so close. Now, I think most people are banking on the fact that Triple G is older now, that Canelo can, that this is the thing that Canelo will just, he'll put an end to Triple G and then go about his business. Not knowing that there's also the thing, like, you have to look at it both ways. Canelo's also has been as active as he is too, has also accumulated a lot of damage himself, but he's younger, so he's able to so he's shaking it. He can shake it off a little bit more, but that's also starting to come to an end for him. So he's not. So it's not a given. And on top of that, it's at a weight where Triple G could feasibly not be draining himself down, and he could actually be a little bit stronger. So there's a lot of unknown variables on how this fight's going to go. Other than Canelo will just wipe out an old Triple G, where Triple G is, you've never seen Triple G even reel from a headshot before. So it's interesting. But then, I think Canelo obviously he needs something because I think his status in the sport. I mean, you have Reynoso, you have Reynoso, you have Suleiman for WBC saying, that loss didn't mean anything. Canelo's still pound for pound top best. Like, sorry, bro, like this dude has 2 losses right now. Like, I mean, there are other people right now. We got the unified heavyweight champion Usyk, who has no losses and is doing big shit. You have a Crawford. You have a monster. Like, you have you have other undisputed champions in the division. We have three.
Yep. All I'll say is that for me, and I'll just give you a little preview of this, and I'm not going to say any more because we'll get into it at another day. I think his undisputed run is probably the only reason why I didn't drop him further on my pound for pound list than I did, and he got dominated. Like, he would be a lot further if things were a little bit different. So, you know what I'm saying? But that I'll just say that. But the undisputed thing is, you're right. There's a lot more undisputed. So even that's kind of losing its luster a little bit, especially for because his run wasn't even that great, if we're being honest.
Yeah, it is. But don't let the Canelo fans hear that.
Yeah, they'll be like, what?
What? Right, so Yildirim wasn't a quality op then? Didn't Yildirim almost beat Anthony Durrell? Like, what are we talking about here, fellas? Like, what? That's type of shit, nigga.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, Saunders and Plant become like some of the greatest world beaters ever.
Yeah. So it's we'll definitely, and then a powerful discussion is definitely coming because we most of it, I think all of us have done our discussion, but that's a longer type of discussion because trust me, we'll get into it. And Peter's right, like Canelo he's definitely dropped for my powerful. He's on there, he's still top 10, but yeah, he's definitely dropped a couple spots on my end. So basically, it's just like I don't know why this dude was so pissed about just because Triple G's talk shit about him, like, are you kidding me? Like, Plant talk shit about him too. Like, what the fuck? Like, what are we talking about? Like,
yeah, Plant ain't put no damn telephone pole jab in his face for damn 24 rounds either. Right. Like,
if he was so mad, like, how come he didn't smack the kufi off Triple G's head then? Like, he was there, like he was. You
lost your mind. He ain't doing none of that shit. He ain't got to sell this fight.
But Triple G, he didn't call his mother. He didn't call him motherfucker. He didn't bust the line.
Canelo. I think it might be low key a man child at times. Like, dude is what he is. And, he's a good fighter and all. Like, he has.
He's a very good fighter. It's just like, for as much hype he gets and plot armor and everything, he should literally be Sugar Ray Leonard, Roy Jones level.
Right, exactly.
He gets like all-time Muhammad Ali, Nico Ali hype, but he only delivers on like a very good level.
Right, and the funny thing is too is like, obviously before this hype, before the Bavola, I was like, niggas were talking about, oh yeah, he can beat better because, and he can go up and beat a cruiserweight, he can beat Usyk. And none of these sets, especially the Usyk shit, obviously he'll never beat Usyk, like not once.
I didn't take that shit seriously, and I don't think anybody with half a brain took that shit seriously.
There was enough niggas taking it serious, but y'all follow all these bad take motherfuckers on Twitter, so.
Yeah, and on certain sites too. Like, there was a lot of motherfuckers that think they could take. Yeah, no, Canelo will never beat Usyk ever. Do meet ever. Like,
I don't even know if he beats Zerto really.
Yeah, like any. If Bavol's footwork was enough to have Canelo just like he couldn't even make an adjustment. Usyk's footwork will have this dude look like a fool, especially Usyk also takes a good punch.
See, this is the thing. Look, Canelo, he can't just stick around and keep being the undisputed super middleweight champion and not fight Benavidez. Mm-hmm. So that's another thing. But then we don't know how the Canelo fight, the Golovkin fight, gonna happen. So this is
and he's got to fight Charlo at 168. So there's that.
But then remember the Bivol rematch. It seemed like he's gonna be locked in from not fighting the best at 168.
Yeah, because obviously, and we all know. Canelo has his,
he's gonna try to make Bivol come down to 168 and fight him there.
Nah, he just said, I think what was the interview? He said the fight would be at 175. Like, and I don't think they're gonna bullshit it with that 168 shit. Like it's like no one's gonna take it serious unless it's at 175. Like that's the point. Like. And I wouldn't even, if I'm Bivol, I wouldn't even go down there.
Yeah, it's like why? You don't need to. Bivol did that shit before. Now, if that was a fight that actually happened at 168, the first fight, and that's what they did, and Bivol did that, then I'm like, hey, knock yourself out. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, the rematch has to be at 175, and truthfully, I know Eddie. And I think that would be the last fight on Canelo's current little contract with Matchroom, because I know after that, unless Eddie wants to start feeding him Ryder, likes of Ryder or something to that.
Oh Lord!
Yeah, there's gonna be nothing for Canelo at Matchroom.
We don't want that fucking shit. Pass.
Yeah, that's like, but it was just weird. Just the energy. Canelo's energy was just nervous, mad. Reynoso was just like, Reynoso.
Yeah, if he ends up fighting like that, it's over. People be talking about how Triple G be huffing and puffing, man.
Yeah, and it's the truth because, like I said, right now Canelo's under a microscope right now because. Obviously, losing to Bivol, who's in his actual prime and is a bigger fighter, is a one thing. It is what it is. Like, that shouldn't affect him all too much. Except for the fact that it wasn't a competitive fight, and he lost like on any other scorecard other than the official 3 judges. That Canelo lost on some 10-2 shit. 9-3 maybe if you want to, but that's pretty much about it. 9-3, 10-2, 11-1, somewhere around those lines. Those are the actual correct scores. But yeah, it was just weird. Like, and personally, I think he alluded to that he had some problems. Well, he didn't have any problems. Dude was power punching. His problem was he thought he could power punch through all these higher divisions, and then he met a fighter who had better footwork than he did, who had better stamina than he did, who was in better condition than he was.
And who actually wanted to win.
Yeah.
None of this damn silent agreement, I'll be cool. Let you tee off on me. Oh, here's my bicep. Here, hit my arm.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me just give up bullshit. Like, yeah, I'm a big nigga who's happy to get beat up by a little guy. Like, none of that shit.
Yeah, none of that shit happened. So now he's gonna have to do it. And funny thing is too is one thing else I never realized, but it just seemed like Triple G was a lot bigger than he was when they were facing off. Like,
and he's always been a lot bigger than dude.
Yeah, but it just looked like it looked like he would. In the other fights, maybe I didn't see it in the first 2 fights when he was facing up, but it just looked like Triple G was like looking downwards. Like,
he was. You know what it is?
Is this nigga wearing lifts in his shoes? Like, why does he look so much fucking bigger than him?
No, because Triple G is like a real 5'10". Canelo's like 5'7". Like the height. Canelo's a sturdy, stocky dude. Like,
right.
Their body mass is different. Like. And Canelo's probably like pissed off because he's getting tested so early.
Yeah.
Remember, he ain't even start camp yet, so
yes,
it ain't looking good for him for this fight for me. Like,
yeah,
but the boxing guy's gonna do a number on this dude.
Yeah, but like I said, it's still Triple G. Thankfully, with the Murata fight, like Triple G had to knock out Murata in order to make this fight look like, this is even at least, or he has something left in the tank. Because if Murata actually, if Murata took him to a Derevyanchenko decision, then obviously we'd be talking a little differently about how this fight was. Yeah.
But I think almost Golovkin planned everything out like this. Like, he just fucked off for a couple years, took the right fights to keep his name buzzing, ultimately just doing enough just to surprise everybody and look brand new against Murata, unify, be legit top 15 pound for pound.
He is.
And fucking damn get the Canelo fight.
Yeah.
It's like he did all the finessing shit that everyone else is known for doing.
Right. Hey,
he looked juiced in the Murata fight. That he fought juiced. That's what it was. He fought like he looked like he was juiced.
Yeah.
Throwing them damn punches. Like, if he looked juiced, then what the fuck did Murata's big ass look like?
Yeah, I'm saying because
what made him fight the best he's ever looked?
Yeah, because Murata, the commentators were talking kind of crazy. Oh yeah, Murata has like a fucking a football helmet in his skull. Like, his skull is thicker than most. Like, blah 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 blah, and he still ended up on the canvas disoriented and shit.
And like Golovkin was teeing off on this dude. Like I don't think there's like there's a couple of people in boxing you don't want teeing off on you.
Right.
Monster,
Better Beef,
Benavidez, Golovkin, and Golovkin's definitely one of them.
Right.
Like, and he was teeing off on Murata at least for like the last couple of rounds, and then the last sequence, nah. Like,
yeah.
If him and Canelo start trading, Canelo's the guy who's gonna get winded first.
For sure. Yeah.
And especially if he ends up backing up, nah, it's over. Like,
right, because like I said, because another thing was, and like I said, we'll probably go more into this as the fight gets closer. Like I said, because 168, Canelo's stamina above 160. I mean, 168. Obviously, he hasn't shown this type of stamina problem that he showed at 175 or 160 for whatever. Because 168 is probably is like his sweet spot division right now. For how long, I don't know.
But see, no one's ever really frustrated him enough to really get him gas. Like, no one ever put no offense on him like that at 168.
But that's coming. That's absolutely
coming. That's coming now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, when you're an undisputed champion, either you do that, or either you start, and there are fighters that do, or you just have to let some belts go. But yeah, Canelo Canelo knows he has to win this fight in order to get back to what he was, get something back. He has to win this fight. And he has to win this fight big. Like, it can't be this is a draw, 115, 113 type of shit. Like, or
boxing already gonna turn on. Like, they didn't want to turn on him for the Bivol fight, but it's like too many fans were just pointing it out.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah,
he loses to Golovkin, and it's, I want to hear a written apology from fucking Max Kellerman and all you other fake ass boxing media motherfuckers who be writing people off.
Right.
After close damn losses.
Exactly.
that most people thought he won. So fuck out of here, man. But right. I know low key people want to see this third fight. Like, people keep acting like, oh, no one wants to see this again. Like, no, serious. Like, motherfuckers want to see this fight. Like,
right, because
can we just cut this shit?
Yeah, because truthfully, it's probably the last absolute year that this fight can really go on without it, without it really not being enough. Because, like I said, this fight always had a shelf life, and this is probably the last year you could do it where before it goes into it probably shouldn't happen.
Right, but the thing is, it's as long as Golovkin could look good.
Right.
Because this is the thing, if Golovkin had the same type of performance next year against somebody on a Murata level, people will always say, well, damn, the Canelo fight is still there. Mm-hmm. And Canelo knew that. Mm-hmm. But Canelo tried to wait him out. That's why he played the whole 168, UK career mode, special edition America mode one part, but
right,
like, that shit was all planned. That's why when people talk about Hearn did so much, it's like he pretty much sold out certain people to feed people to Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like all that shit's backfiring now because it's creating other opportunities that wouldn't have happened.
Mm-hmm.
And is this the boxing guys? Like, the Golovkin fight should have been fought. Like, that's one of the most stretched out trilogies ever.
Right.
Like, there's no way that trilogy should be this long over this span of years. First fight happened 2 years too late.
Yeah.
and the third fight the second fight happened a fight too late.
Right.
And now the third fight is happening 5 years too late.
Right.
So this is a whole decade saga. Like, come the fuck on, man. But yeah, like, I'm still want to see this fight, see what happens. But we'll see. We'll see if any more animosity.
And we'll see how interesting this build-up will be if Canelo will run his mouth like he usually has been doing. Is he be walking around pissed like someone stole his puppy or something like that, or some shit like that?
Yeah. And can we get a decent fucking undercard?
Yeah, and can we also get some actual shoulder programming? Like, I don't mind the interviews and shit like that, but I want to see some. I mean, this is worthy of some. Let's see what's happened. What's Canelo been doing since he got schooled by Bivol? I want to see that. What?
Can we make sure we get them Jessica McCaskill on the undercard?
Yeah.
With Chris Algieri commentating.
Well, I mean,
shout out to Rusty.
Well, I hear from the grapevine that they are thinking about putting Julio Cesar Martinez on the undercard, which would be a plus.
Nah, no, that motherfucker too much fuckery.
Well, for Canelo, I think he would act right for a Canelo fight.
then put him in with a good opponent so we can make sure we get a good fight too. Don't act right for no fucking jobber, nigga. Just because you're on Canelo's card, nah.
You know, but yeah.
Do the Arroyo fight then for the 18th time.
Right. Right.
Maybe we'll get that with Canelo there, but nah, he can't be the strongest co-main. Like, you got to put something else there because.
Well, I'm not saying co-main, but he's
not co-main. He can't be the strongest fight that you want to see on the card besides him.
Well, they might do the whole Zhang fight again. You know.
Can we stop with this guy already?
Yeah, I want him to actually earn his title shot. I want him to, you know, if he's gonna.
Hold on with the flip, the
Hergovich fight. Yeah, Hergovich.
Oh, okay, wait. Okay, my bad. Okay, I thought
Hergovich because he had the death in his family, so that might actually be rescheduled on that card. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, we'll see how if Matchroom can actually really build up this fight as the top draw fight of this year. Because I know, you know, I mean,
if it doesn't go bigger than Crawford Spence, then like they're gonna hear a lot of shit talking because these niggas been going hard trying to keep comparing it to that fight instead of just saying, hey, we got another big fight along with Crawford Spence.
Yeah. Yeah, because keep in mind and most people don't understand. Triple G and Canelo, those are the last actual fights on America like that actually went past million in pay-per-views, like pay-per-view buys. Like those are the last true fights that has no fuckery or anything like that. Like the last legit fights that have done it.
So is that the poll? Like, so which fight sells more? Golovkin, Triple G, I'm sorry, Canelo, Triple Golovkin, Tree. I mean, however the fuck you say that shit, and then Spence Crawford.
Yeah. That's one of the weirdest comparisons I've seen, because especially since one fight has not even been announced yet. You know,
niggas is already like, no, it's these two. Like, damn, Hearn, like save all that for someone else. Like, shit.
Right. Oh shit! But yeah, I think we gave that part enough bars for now. So